Or if you're fighting. Nice. And in the morning.
We'll call the meeting.
In the morning.
Mr. Russell and the invitation of the honors, please.
We'll have a moment of silence to honor all of those who have served us in our military in the past and those who are currently serving our country. Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, once again, we give thanks to you for the blessings that we enjoy of living in a land free to worship you or not, free to speak out, free to participate in our governing bodies, free to enjoy all the liberties and privileges that are ours because of the sacrifices that others have made before us and others are making now. We continue to pray for wisdom on the part of all of those who are gathered here to discuss the business of this county. Again, we pray that all of us who are in positions of service, positions of leadership, will continue to recognize the responsibility that we have to lead well, to make decisions that are for the best of the most people. We continue to pray for people of our communities who are struggling with health and other issues. We pray, Father, that you would help us to be people who would help lift the loads and burdens of those around us who are overwhelmed. Continue to bless us, continue to watch over us as a nation. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. And justice for all.
Vaughn.
Here.
Moody.
Here.
Boyd. Butler. Here. Eckel.
Present.
Golden.
Present.
Goodner.
Present.
Green.
Here.
Walker.
Present.
Anderson.
Present.
Hoag. Hoag. Jackson.
Here.
Johnson. Marr. McFadden.
Here.
Dan. Morgan. Payne. Present. Ryan. Shepherd.
Here.
Stark. Here. Steinbach. Walls. Here. Dan Wright.
Here.
Gary Wright.
Here.
Steve Miller.
Present.
19 present, 7 absent, 1 vacancy, Mr. Chair.
We'll ask that following be excused, Robert Boyd, Mark Steinball, Todd Johnson, Chris Lamar, and Brittany Hogan. We have received notice of recommendation from the Lake County Republican Party for the appointment of Vic McFadden to replace Mitch Weaver as a District 4 member. And I would like to have a motion to approve that recommendation. Mrs. Starr, thank you. Mr. Atkins, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We welcome Mr. Vic McFadden to be sworn in at this time by Judge O'Shaughnessy, please.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Vic McFadden,
I, Vic McFadden,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the office of County Board Member
to the office of County Board Member
for District Number
for
4
District Number 4
in Vermilion County
in Vermilion County
in the state of
in
Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
do solemnly
I
swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of
of
Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of County Board Member
of County Board Member
for District Number 4
for District Number 4
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Oh, just one. Yeah, I asked him when Dave was going to join us. He says he's on the school board, but it's gonna be done soon.
Seat taken?
Your seat.
This time we'll pick up the matter of the agenda. We have the amended agenda sent May 10th before you. Is there a motion to adopt? Mr. Henderson, second. Mr. Falls, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion to approve the agenda is adopted. Next item is the minutes of our previous meeting. Your motion to approve the minutes of the previous. Second. Any discussion about the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Minutes are approved. We have received a resignation from our county clerk, Kathy Jenkins, to be effective June 30th. And we've also received a resignation from William Billy Ryan as county board member from District 5. And we are making those vacancies announced tonight. And we'll be contacting the proper committees to have those vacancies dealt with and filled.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would just like to take a second and thank Kathy for all the things that she's done as our county clerk and before that as a county board member. I've been around longer than what I sometimes want to admit, clear back when Bob Payne was county clerk, and I've seen the clerks come and go, and I can honestly say, I don't think that I've ever seen the office and the clerk run as efficiently as Kathy and her group has done. She's not only a great county clerk, but she also has a great group of individuals working for her. And I personally just like to thank her for that.
Yeah, we can thank her some more next time. Maybe invite her back. Or after that even. But thank you, Jerry. I think a lot of us share that feeling. Okay, the report of claims is in your packet. And I would invite a motion to approve the report of claims and place it on file. Mr. Henderson. Mr. O'Donnell, thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bodine,
Yes.
Butler. Yes. Eckel,
Yes.
Golden.
Yeah.
Goodner,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Tim McFadden,
Yes.
Dick McFadden,
Yes.
McMahon. O'Kane,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Stark. Yes. Wall. Yes. Dan Wright,
Yes.
Gary Wright,
Yes.
Vaughn, Steve Miller.
Yes.
Yes, except one vacancy. Mr. Chairman.
Motion carries. Item 11, Rapid Poker Run application license before you. Can I have a motion to approve those applications, please. Start, thank you. Second, Mr. Walker, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We now have audience comments, 3 minutes for each. To address the board. Do you have any members of the audience who would like to make a comment?
I begin, is this not being anymore?
Yeah, right.
It is.
I don't really know the answer to that question, to be completely honest.
Why?
Okay.
They just.
It may just be that our sign is off, I don't know for sure.
Becky Miller. Clayton Maddox sent you all email that had a video in it and then it had some bullet points underneath. And we're not trying to be past. We hope you had time to watch that video. It was a little hard to understand in places, and that's why the little box underneath it. Apparently, from reaching out to several other counties, there's been a lot of misinformation about what county boards can and can't do. And feel very appreciative to Mr. Lukihans at the Livingston hearing, going out and putting this out there, what all county boards can do and have the right to do. And we're hoping that makes you feel better about any decisions you have to make, because it has been, like I said, some misinformation passed around. Also, I'm going to try to keep this short. On the Pivot Energy one by the Riola coal mine, I ran out of time last month. When I talked to one area farmer, he knows an electrician that worked in the mines. Just throwing this out there at you. He said whenever they went to a new tunnel or a new area of the mine, he had to go in there. And as he was doing that, the miners were pulling out the supports and the timbers because they would use it all in another section of the mine. And that would make sense why there's so much silence in that area. And Dave, I think Dave lives right here by the project. And of course, he's not too much in favor of it. So I'll see. That's it for me today. Thank you. Thanks.
Name's Dave Seymour. I live about a block throw from where they're gonna put these solar panels. I said before, it was gonna degrade my property. And if you'd come out there a week ago, you'd see all the pond scenes full of water. Somebody's supposed to come out there and check and say, there's no. Go out there when next time you get a big rain, just go out there and take a look, see how many you got. I helped Larry Windland farm that for 13 years. A lot of mites. We couldn't farm it for 2 years, 3 years in a row. I don't want it. I think it'll be a bad thing if I go to see my father who wants to look at a bunch of solar panels. Why take all that property as farmland out of production? Go over to the coal mine, put them on top. They'll get plenty of sun up there. I don't want them. Whoever wants them, put them in their front yard. Don't put them in mine. And I think it's just stupid. So that's giving my feeling how I feel about solar panels. And all it is the old greenback doll. Thank you.
Didn't catch what the thing was for this one. Did it have to do about the feedback that we're hearing?
No, Ms. Miller asked if
Oh,
we were
okay.
live,
Okay.
and we believe we are.
We are.
Okay. Well, I was going to make comments. We still haven't figured out what this is.
It's still a work in progress.
Okay, all right, that's fine. It's fine.
If it was easy to fix it, another a long time ago.
I would have figured that. What's going on? This board sent back to the Renewable Committee a request to evaluate the potential of a mine sink at the solar project. our pleb, who said he doesn't work for us, advertised Vermilion Renewable Meeting that got everybody excited until they discovered it was a state-run here. He did the same thing in Coles a few weeks later. The entire Vermilion solar heating was a clown world event, with the corporate students doing their usual song and dance, and the members seeming to enjoy it all. It began with a spokesperson for the solar concern announcing early that there were no aquifers in the area. They had drilled through the coal 8 to 12 feet down and found no concern for subsidence proven by the 6 20-foot deep boreholes they had drilled. To validate drilling of these boreholes, of the report's conclusion, 2 geologists were paid to certify the study being possessed as legit. The question those paid geologists, it was learned that their only experience in tunneling was large, massive areas. They had no understanding or experience in coal mining, and they were unaware of mine sinks in the area. Both learned along with the rest of us that the coal tunnels and rooms that led to the area are 180 foot deep. But what was the most revealing in their expert testimony, even though being from Chicago, they had never heard of the Muhammad Aquifer that the holes were drilled next to. The last comedy skit goes to the solar spokesperson who said 3 times there were no aquifers in the area. When asked what the dozens of red dots on the map east of the solar site, blurted out proudly, private wells that pull water from aquifers. We also were told that the same people, there were no forever chemicals in the solar cells. Really? Then why don't you mind sharing the chemicals involved, would you? Did the Life Committee secure a listing of the chemicals involved in the project? I'm sure our emergency and health officials would like to know what they are. Did we get here? Why did Americans now believe more in lies than they do in truth? It's because we have become people in this room who apparently cannot discern a lie from a truth and keep giving support to the liars. Actions that resonate throughout the social system, corrupting the world, resulting in our selected presidential bombing right to commit genocide against Christians and their Muslim neighbors so their land can be stolen to build a billionaire's paradise. America's 250 years, little seems to be changed. And you still don't know. There are mine tunnels and rooms down there that are in collapse and will change the upper surface. Arthur Crockett.
Anyone else?
Thank you. My name is Lauren Galmetti, and I'm here on behalf of Pivot Energy Illinois 6 LLC, the proposed solar project over on County Road 750 North and Catlin Indianola Road on Agenda May. Pivot takes great care to identify and evaluate potential risks to ensure a safe long-term operating asset. We share the community members and board members' concerns about responsible development, which is why we documented our extensive diligence related to the mine and aquifer concerns at the rehearing on March 17th, 2025. Our diligence dates back over 1 year to March of 2024, and our deep commitment to land stewardship and decades-long investment as project owner operators keeps us focused on safe development. At the conclusion of the 3-hour rehearing on March 17th, 2025, for these specific concerns, the project received its unanimous recommendation for approval with conditions by the Vermilion County Wind and Solar Committee. 2 additional conditions were added to the recommendation of approval to specifically address the mine and aquifer concerns. Pivot is fully committed to implementing the project's proposed conditions of approval. In addition to our internal diligence on projects, each project goes through rigorous third-party evaluations of our sites to secure financing, which includes continued review of these items. We appreciate that change can be difficult, but we hope that our expert research on the safety of the proposed development brings some peace of mind. We are excited about the economic development, locally produced energy, and infrastructure upgrades that our project can bring to Vermilion County, being evaluated by the facts and our compliance with the Vermilion County Code and Illinois State Siting Bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremy Walren on behalf of North Solar One LLC. Could you say your name and that again, please?
Jeremy Wallerand on
Yeah.
behalf of 4200 North Solar One LLC.
Okay, thank you.
Want me to spell?
It's about our township project.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Good evening, all members of the board. My name is Jeremy Wallerand, and I'm here representing 4200 North Solar One LLC, a subsidiary of Soltage LLC, a national renewable energy company with a 20-year track record of responsibly developing, owning, and operating solar projects across the U.S. In Illinois alone, we currently operate 11 projects, including one in Vermilion County, with another under construction in partnership with the city of Danville. Many of these projects provide community solar benefits directly to local residents. Tonight, I'm here to respectfully request your approval for a commercial solar energy facility siting permit for a 3 megawatt AC solar project located just east of the village of Rankin on East 4200 North Road. The project will sit on 17.5 acres of a larger 72-acre parcel, and it's designed to produce enough clean, affordable power for about 600 homes in Amherst territory. This project is safe, low impact, and beneficial to Vermilion County. The project will be set back over 700 feet from the main road with a 6-foot minimum tall safety fence enclosing the facility. A vegetative buffer of evergreens will also surround the project on each side. All construction will comply with the National Electric Code, and all equipment used will be UL certified for safety and reliability. The project is being built on agricultural land that will remain undisturbed by our operations outside the solar footprint, and the array area will be planted with native, pollinator-friendly vegetation. We've proactively shared our emergency response plan with local fire officials, and there are no anticipated impacts to wildlife, habitat, or nearby residents. In terms of community benefit, this project will generate approximately $397,000 in tax revenue over 25 years to support local schools, libraries, fire and emergency services, and other public agencies, without requiring additional county services. The landowner will also receive stable lease payments over the life of the project, helping to diversify their income and keep the farm in operation outside of the solar array. Soltage is committed to long-term stewardship. We've submitted a detailed decommissioning plan to ensure the site is responsibly restored at the end of the project's life. We believe this project fits well within the spirit of Vermilion County's zoning and land use goals. It preserves rural character, supports agriculture, strengthens the local economy, and expands access to clean, reliable energy. Thank you.
Any other audience comment? Okay, before we get to the solar, we have item 13A, which it turns out we have no resolution regarding that this evening. We have one next time. 13B, you have before you a agreement to retain a firm for professional services. Give you a little background on this. Since our last meeting, I received some indication from the director of the animal control that there were some issues with the heating and air conditioning ventilation system out at the facility. I asked Jennifer Jenkins to contact the party that had been recommended to me as someone who can give us at least a instant analysis of the situation. And those people, along with Kyle Richards, went out and looked the place over. And in the short and sum of it, the equipment is 25 years old, and it has been somewhat band-aided in the last 10 or 15 years. And it appears that we are at the point where we need to tear out what we have and start over again. And to do that, we're going to have to anticipate that we'll have a project that will exceed $30,000, which means we need to bid it, which means we'll need to have specifications and bid documents. And we're going to need someone to give us that direction. And I have located this firm, Tucson Architecture and Design, Inc. And they are willing to undertake evaluating the circumstances and giving us a recommendation and giving bid specifications. And the cost is flat $10,000. I would like to engage this firm so that we can bring comfort to our employees and to the animals that are out there, both in summer and winter. Any questions? I have a motion to approve. Mr. Henderson, second, Mr. Hawker. Any questions about the matter? Roll call, please.
Butler. Yes. Eckel.
Yes.
Golden.
Yes.
Goodner.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes,
Henderson.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Hoag.
That was a yes.
Tim McFadden.
Yeah.
Dick McFadden.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Walls.
Yes.
Dan Wright.
Yes.
Gary Wright.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Odine.
Yes.
Steve Miller.
Yes.
21 yes, 5 absent, 1 vacancy, Mr. Chairman.
Motion's approved. We're ready for 13C, which is the signing application of 4200 North Solar One to construct a 3 megawatt solar energy facility east of Rankin in Butler Township. And we have Mr. Kite with us this evening. Need a motion to approve the application, please. Mr. Henderson, second. Mrs. Walsh, thank you. Mr. Kite, we'll let you make the presentation regarding this matter.
Okay, I'll try and be brief. You've got 2 solar projects up on your agenda. The first one is 4200 North Solar. It's a 17-acre project of about 3 megawatts. It's directly east of Rankin on 4200 North Road, about 2 miles directly east. That project went through your Wind and Solar Committee on March 17th. They held a hearing. They did the findings of fact and recommended a set of conditions. The Wind and Solar Committee was a unanimous recommendation to approve subject to conditions. Those findings of fact and conditions are in your packet. The conditions are similar to ones you've had previously. There were not any special conditions related to that particular project. This is the Soltage project that was presented here during that public comment period. I'm happy to answer any questions about it if anybody has questions related to that particular project.
Any questions, comments?
I got some questions I'd like to ask.
Mr.
Yeah, I'd like for the person who was spoke for their company to come up here. I got questions. Her for the young lady that came and spoke.
It's the gentleman, this project. Would you like
The
to-
project is the gentleman's.
Oh, is it?
That's the first one.
Okay,
Are you interested in the one in Butler Township or the one in Carroll?
either one of them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I got about a couple, 3 questions here. Where's your company located? Are you located in the United States or of America?
Yes, we're located in Jersey City, New Jersey,
Okay,
where our headquarters are.
okay. Does your company get money from the United States government to help you?
So I guess that's a kind of a tricky question, but we don't get money for subsidies, but we will apply for what's called an investment tax credit under the Inflation Reduction Act. So it's similar how you apply for tax credits in general. We'll apply for it and then we'll get, a certain, based on our taxes.
If the president of the United States cuts funds for energy, how's that going to affect you?
We will still be around. So Soltage has been around since 2005, and we've been doing solar projects since then. We have over 120 distributed generation projects in the United States across 18 states. So we'll still be around. You know, we may be on this lower end, but our goal is to provide clean energy, especially to local residents, and we love community solar. We think it's a great idea, and being able to give electricity at a discounted rate to residents and other commercial and industrial companies.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, thank you, Mr. Henderson.
I have a question. Where are the solar panels manufactured?
In America, the company's called QCell's.
Where's that located at in America?
They're in Georgia.
Georgia? What about the steel? Where do you get that?
So that can come from amalgamation of outside countries, but we oftentimes allow our EPC, our electrical procurement contractor, to get those steels. So it can come from, you know, anywhere in Asia, from India, Vietnam, Thailand.
You don't have a requirement in the bidding that the steel must come from the US?
No, we do not.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Johnson.
Just a couple of questions about the tear down and disposition of the panels. Where will they go when they are done being here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. So we have a lot of companies that do recycling for solar panels, and they have to make sure that they're doing it in a sustainable and efficient manner. Oftentimes, there are a lot of materials in the solar panels that are recyclable up to 95%. You're including the wiring, which can be copper and other various metals, the metal frame that's surrounding it, the tempered glass. All of that goes to different companies for their specific needs.
So do you have any idea how close they are to this site?
No, do not.
But I was given to believe the only one remotely close was in Ohio that would actually take a complete panel and render it acceptable for landfill to be according at least to government standards for EPA.
Yeah, but I think for Soltage purposes, we would not want the solar panels to go to a landfill. We'd want it to be as recyclable as possible. So we work with We Recycle Solar. That's a company that we've worked with in the past, so we want to continue.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I got something I want to ask, Mr. Kite. Mr. Kite, I'm sure I can't pronounce his last name, but his first name's Philip, so I'm sure you know who I'm talking about when I do.
I know Phil, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but we were given this and all the board members should have got it. And it talks about here in this, all four of these statements are absolutely wrong. Can't even be close to truth. They are either lies told to you or just plain mistakes from individuals that do not practice municipal law. And the four are, if the project meets the standards, the county board has no choice but to vote yes. Every board that has voted against the wind turbines has had their decision overturned in court. Livingston County board members individual will be sued for damages. The state will sue us if we don't approve this. There is not one decision published or otherwise in the state of Illinois that has overturned a wind farm denial or a solar farm denial. It hasn't happened. Do you agree or disagree with him?
I don't comment on other attorneys' opinions in cases I'm not involved in. So and I'm not involved in that case. So I don't know the context of it. Or I don't know what you're reading from. So.
Well, it was get back here to, it was a testimony that he gave, I think at the Livingston County. I think that's what it is. It came on our tablets and hang on just a second, I'll get it. Mr. Clayton Maddox and I'm not gonna read the whole thing. You should have got it in there and and everything, and, I think that we need to look at that. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, we're saying here, we need to do this and vote for that. But, you know, and we overturned it and we're supposed to be getting sued. You know, I've heard nothing about that as a board member, so I don't know where that is or where it's.
Yeah, I don't comment on other attorneys' comments that come up during a different case or proceeding. In relation to these projects before you, if you have a legal question about those, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Nope, that's fine. That's all I want. Thank you.
Green.
Yes, concerning item 13C, is that project in general supported by the community up around Rankin?
This is the, well, that's currently up is 4200 North Solar. That's the 13C. When you say generally supported by community, I don't go out and there's not a requirement for anybody to go out and take a poll of community members, of community members on projects. The Wind and Solar Committee, as assigned, their job is to hear the evidence and then make a recommendation to the county board. So they did that. And they made a unanimous recommendation for approval subject to conditions.
Okay, thank you. Did you respond to that?
So last December, we sent out community mailers in a half-mile radius of the parcel. We haven't received any landowners responding back to our community mailers. So we kind of take that as no opposition at this point around the area.
Mr. Miller, I'm not aware of who is that committee, solar. Could you tell us who they are? Was there 5 people or 4?
Steve Perez is on that committee.
Okay.
And Harold Busey. And Mr. Pipe and drawing blanks.
You have Adrian Greenwell, who's your
Highway superintendent.
highway superintendent. There's Chris Crawford. And then there is your EMA director is also on that committee. And then there was a recent appointment that was made, but that gentleman was not available for that particular day. Projects he would be.
And that's Stanley Seaman from Alvin.
Thank you.
Mr. Hall.
Along those lines, Mr. Chairman, we had asked before, the administrator of the Public Health Department was to be involved in that. Has that came about, or is the health department not involved?
Sorry, I don't think they've been involved.
I don't think they've been involved. I'm happy to reach out and involve somebody from the health department.
Isn't that a requirement of the committee that the health department is represented?
I think your committee assignments were made previously. And so all those committee assignments have been previously made. If you want us to reach out to the health department, I'm happy to do that.
I know that it came up before, and I think it would just make some of us feel a little better if the health department is involved, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call, please. It's on the motion to approve. Ordinance.
No.
Golden,
Yes.
Lindner,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Vogt,
Yes.
Tim McFadden,
Yeah.
Nick McFadden,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Walls. Yes. Dan Wright,
Yes.
Gary Wright,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Bodine,
No.
Butler,
Yes.
19 yes, no, 5 absent, 1 vacant, Mr. Chairman.
I'm not sure you called me, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry.
I'll vote yes on this.
Okay. 19 yes, 2 no, 5 absent, 1 vacancy.
The ordinance is adopted. We're ready for 13D, which is a signing application, Pivot Energy Illinois 6 LLC. And, how do you have the board? Oh, we need a motion first. Let's take a motion. Mr. Hopper, thank you. Is there a second? Mr. Vic McFadden, thank you, sir.
All right, this project is a 3.375 megawatt project. It's approximately 18 acres in size. It is directly west of Georgetown on Catlin Indianola Road. This project has been to the board before. So it was originally before Wind and Solar Committee on November 22nd, 2024. The Wind and Solar Committee recommended approval with conditions. It then came before the county board. There were some issues that the county board wanted to have the Wind and Solar look at specifically. Those were issues related to potential mine shaft in the area and potential water aquifer. We then went back to the committee again. The developer then brought in 2 expert witnesses that testified about the potential for mine shaft or subsidence in relation to that mine shaft and other information about water aquifer safety. Both of those experts only testified and provided written reports. Their testimony and their written reports, I could sum them up, just simply say that they don't believe in their opinion that there is going to be any mine subsidence and there would not be a risk to the water aquifer, according to their reports and their testimony. The Wind and Solar Committee then did a supplemental set of findings of fact. That's what's in your packet. And then made another recommendation of some conditions to the county board for adoption. The Wind and Solar Committee unanimously recommended approval subject to conditions. There were 2 specific additions in relation to that project that they recommended on the second time around. One was in relation to the developer carrying mine subsidence insurance. And so that is one of the recommended conditions within the proposal from the Wind and Solar Committee. Other recommended condition, special condition from them, relates to well monitoring. So the Wind and Solar Committee wanted them to do some well monitoring on adjacent or nearby parcels that might be impacted potentially. Those are the 2 special conditions they recommended. I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, it came back from the Wind and Solar Committee back to you with a recommendation of approval subject to condition.
Let's do the board.
Yes, Mr. Kite, do we have a drill sample report on core samples from this 18.2 acres to test for undermining? Simple yes or no.
The developer provided that testimony from their expert witnesses.
No, I mean a hard copy written in your hand. Look at this report from the core samples, not from testimony of expert witnesses.
Yeah, I think the developers here and could probably.
Good. Would like to see that.
Next.
I think the board would like to see that.
Mr. Chairman, I was one of the ones that was concerned about taking it back and having the mine subsidence checked. I think that the company has done their due diligence on getting it. They had their experts. I think that we gained as a county by having the mine subsidence insurance added to this project that wasn't there before. So, county board's authority in this is pretty limited due to our governor and his group in passing some laws a year or so ago. So I think we have no reason but to pass this. So they've done everything we've asked them to do, and the committee seems to be satisfied. So I'm satisfied with the questions that I had a couple months ago. Thank you.
What else? Mr. Henderson?
I too asked for this to go back to committee. I will say that I attended the hearings on that when they came back with the testimony. I was not very impressed with one of the presenters, but I thought the other presenter did a very good job and certainly satisfied the questions that I had.
You'll serve that day. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Golden,
Yes.
Bittner,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Hawker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Hoag,
That's a yes.
Jackson,
Oh.
Tim McFadden,
Yes.
Dick McFadden,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Walls. Yes. Dan Wright,
Yes.
Gary Wright, on,
Yes.
Bodine,
Keep moving.
Butler,
Yes.
Eckel,
No.
Steve Miller.
I abstain due to possible conflict of interest.
Of 17 yes, 1 abstain, 3 no, 5 absent, 1 vacancy, Mr. Chairman.
The motion is carried, the ordinance is adopted. Thank you, Mr. Kite. We're now ready for item 14, finance. Mr. Hawker.
Like to start out with saying that I thank the department heads and the elected officials for this month not bringing any budget amendments. That we have the fund balances we passed out before the meeting. The one that we're concerned about is the general fund. It's a little over $13 million still. We started out with a little over $24 million. It's going to be a tough budget year. We have to ask the department heads and office holders continue to watch their budgets, because I'm afraid that we're going to be looking at budget time of possibly a deficit budget, which we don't want to see. But we're also going to be coming into budget hearings pretty quick. We're going to be asking departments to start looking at their budgets. I'd say within the next month, we'll be having some of those hearings to start. And other than that, it seems like we're doing all right in the other funds. So if I had any questions, I try to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Hawker.
Thank you.
Mr. Eckel, transportation.
We have one resolution tonight. That, Mr. Jenkins, will get better. We have a low bid award for striping, and we do this every year, we do a certain amount of miles per year. And so I would move that we dispense with reading and ask for whatever. Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's your motion. Need a second? And Mr. Golden did that for us. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
Roll call.
Goodner,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Hawker,
Yes.
Henderson,
Yes.
Hoag,
That's a yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Tim McFadden,
Yes.
Dick McFadden,
Yes.
Man. Man.
Sorry, yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Walls.
Yes.
Dan Wright,
Yes.
Gary Wright, on,
Yes.
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Eckel,
Yes.
Golden,
Yes.
Steve Miller,
Yes.
21 yes, 5 absent, 1 vacant.
Resolution adopted. Thank you, Mr. Eckel. Okay, we're on item 17. We have one day birthday, Boyd. And for the committee chairman comments, Mr. Hawker, you have anything for them?
No, we'll,
Yes, the Health and Education Committee will be meeting this Thursday at the Health Department. And for those that would like to attend, there will be a tour after the meeting. Dr. Danso has made arrangements for people to take a tour and see some of the new things that have been, that our dollars have been used to develop there at the Health Department.
Mr. Steinball is not with us. Mr. Golden.
That's Chairman, thank
I will say, Mr. Golden, I think we will have a safety meeting for a matter that Mr. Byrd wants to present. And so we may be scheduling that meeting this month or next month, probably yet.
This month, you say, Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, later this week. This is all.
I have nothing at this time.
Yes, I think we'll probably meet, Adrian's got some things that they're gonna have a bidding on it, so I'm sure we'll have.
Very good. Mr. Johnson is not with us tonight. As for my comments, many of you probably seen the news that Health Alliance is going to be ending its business. They are our providers for our health insurance for many of our employees. And Ms. Luce and I have been meeting with our broker, which is EPIC, EPIC. And we've had some preliminary discussions about efforts to keep our employees well insured. And we will be having more meetings on that subject in the near future. A window replacement on the county building began this week, and today they chose to come to the west side of the second floor. We're all really excited about on meeting day. But we consider there's been a handicap ramp built at the south end of this building. And I think it's a real improvement to walk us there, and I want to thank Jennifer Jenkins for picking that up. We got an estimate on the elevator in this building from the Wakefield Architects. Construction estimate is $702,000. It's almost nothing compared to what we've been doing with Centrica. And so we'll probably be moving that along with the property committee with Mr. Steinball's help. That is. Anything else? Those are the items that are key for the done. We have any board members with any comments they would like to make? So that takes us to item 18. We have a number of appointments. And I'd like to have a motion to approve the appointments that are listed in your packet. Mr. Dan Wright made that motion, Mr. Jackson seconded it. Do you have any questions about the appointments of any of them, Mr. Hall?
thank you. I just have a problem that we have 16 boards that we're appointing members to. And one other citizen has applied. I think the reason for that is because they don't know when these appointments are coming up. I think we really need to do better. We need to present these a month before that they're going to be open and give everybody a chance to apply.
I agree with you, Mr. Hall. We'll try to make that. Thank you for it. Anyone else? So I have a motion and a second to approve these appointments. When to ask for just voice vote on favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Madam Clerk, I would like to be recorded as abstaining with regard to the Allen Fire Protection District, Sidell Fire and Rescue District, and the Russell Belgian Sanitary District, if possible conflict of interest. You want to announce the vote then, or was it? So it was a pass. And next, I would like to have a motion to adjourn. Mrs. Wall. Second.
Paper thing. So.
That's really good.